Hello, everybody. I hope everybody had a good weekend. We're going to just wait a few minutes to give people a chance to get in here. I hope everybody had a good weekend. So we'll get to the news items in a few minutes here. Just gonna wait around, give people a chance to get in here. So we're just waiting for more people to show up here. Yeah. So we're just, as I said, just waiting for more people to show up. So as I said, hopefully everybody had a good weekend this weekend. There we go. Now that's better. All right. So, we're coming up on 3.5 minutes here. Let's see. What can we do here? Hey, Woody. Nobody here but us chickens. Well, Woody, if you can help me out by liking and sharing the stream, that would be appreciated. Yeah, you're here now. Maybe I'll start if you stick around enough and converse a little bit. Yeah, maybe I'll get started at the 5 minute mark instead of waiting till the 10 minute mark since there's actually people in here now. Oh, anyways, yeah, I guess I can actually start if I'm going to do that. I might as well just start. So I've got 4 articles to go over tonight from Bounding into Comics, 2 comics related and 2 anime related. We'll have, of course, a wrestling roundup as some things happened over the weekend. More news on the WWE's changing of the guard, as it were. Some stuff from All Elite Wrestling, as well as Impact Wrestling had its pay-per-view on Friday Night Emergence. So that plus let's see, Ethan Van Sciver has some commentary on the new Harley Quinn book coming out. We're also going to hear at some point from Eric Larson, who is showing his un-American colors again. And then a couple of Crunchyroll's announcing a new season of an anime, and then There's a new trailer coming out for Don't Tease Me, Miss Nagatoro. So with that, and we're back down to one viewer again. Woody, did I lose you, man? Asked if you would stay. I would have got started right away too if you had. Oh boy. Oh, there we go. At least now we figured out how to get that work right. Anyways, alrighty then. So let's see, 7:05 here. So I'll give it at least one more minute. See if we get some more people back here. Woody, you still here, man? I'll start at the 8-minute mark. And thank you for the like and the share. That's really appreciated. All right, so we probably will go ahead and start here at 8 minutes here since I've already. Now we got 3 people. Good, yay! That's what I like to see. Anyways, gonna go ahead and get started then. Here is we're now past the 8-minute mark. So let's go here. So here's the first article we're going to look at here. Look at that, a very interesting piece of artwork right there. Got Harley Quinn there with stars in her eyes. Artist Ethan Van Sciver declares, in small quotes, Harley Quinn number 18, and in quotes, absolutely diabolical, unquote, book for DC to put out. Article by J.B. Augustine, published this past Thursday on August 11th. So here we go. After a particularly cringeworthy page from the issue with an overt line of social justice dialogue got his attention, Cyberfrog artist and creator Ethan Van Sciver is reviewing issue number 18 of Harley Quinn. Wonder if this is the panel they're talking about here. All right. To start, EVS calls the supposed jokes uttered by Quinn, who should be funny, and written by the comics writer Stephanie, uttered by Quinn, who should be funny, and written by the comics writer Stephanie Phillips, unfunny, quote unquote, unfunny. He says, quote, a lot of untalented writers mistake a lot of chatter from the lead character for wittiness or funniness or wackiness. Believe me, none of this is funny or interesting. Wow. He's going off on Stephanie Phillips here, isn't he? Oh, let's continue on here. He also isn't impressed with the use of the villains Killer Frost and Bronze Tiger for pursuing Harley throughout the issue. He isn't impressed with them. I wonder why. Guess we'll find out as we continue reading the article here. Let's see. Uncle Ethan, yeah. Let's get the word out because I'm telling everybody I'm reading the article on Ethan right now. The veteran artist ended up comparing Frost's haircut to that of a, quote, sullen lesbian, okay, unquote, and suspects Bronze Tiger was only used to check off a diversity box, quote unquote, because he's black. Yeah. Circling back to Phillips' jokes, EVS has one big critique. Humor works best under the rule of three, as in, you should only use the same joke three times, or else the gag becomes overplayed. Woody, would you agree with that statement? Woody, would you agree with that statement, my friend? I just want to see if you'd respond to that, if you'd agree or not. Would you agree with that statement? Anyways. All right, well, let's see. Anyways, we will continue on with the article here. A recurring bit or several in the issue is Harley's obsession with Italian cuisine, encapsulated in an order of garlic breadsticks she purloins from a restaurant while running from Killer Frost and Bronze Tiger. The breadsticks aren't that important, but they are referred to over and over on every page. Yeah, I can see how that can get kind of monotonous after a while. Breadsticks, 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 breadsticks. That can get a little monotonous after a while. Running through a kitchen, Harley finds time to compliment the smells and the chef for cooking the sticks while beating back Tiger with a pot of soup. Yeah, okay, so you're grabbing a soup to beat up your opponent as you're telling the chef, hey, you're doing a good job making those breadsticks. Those breadsticks smell so good. Let's see. Outside, she runs into Deadbolt and offers him a breadstick before pleading with him not to step on not to step on one she drops. And it goes on like this. Oh boy. breadsticks, and more breadsticks, right? Yeah. Anyways, as we're continuing on here, some more of the. But soon came the main attraction, the thing that is having readers who deigned to pick up this book aghast. And it's not what Harley does that really gets her jonesing for breadsticks. Luke Fox appears to tell Harley what the chase was all about and to deliver a speech that has trended into infamy. Oh, God, okay. The very Jussie Smollett looking Fox isn't happy living in Batman's shadow or his vision and wants to strike out on his own to fight for issues he cares. Oh God. Yeah, that would turn off, I think, a lot of comic book readers. You're seeing us chasing here. Okay, and maybe as long as the humor's not overplayed, as long I don't think in this case that you having a woman being chased by a woman and a black man here isn't as big. We know the whole the diversity argument makes, but I think this part's probably the real big problem with the issue that I think Ethan's hitting on here. Quote, I spent years trying to follow in the shadows of someone else's vision, Fox says. Quote, wearing a costume to fight a war that wasn't mine. Van Sciver calls this a confession unintentionally said out loud by SJW writers trying to follow in the footsteps of Stan Lee, Bob Kane, Gil Kane, and others they can't live up to. Yeah, I would say so. I mean, if they're gonna, especially if they keep hanging on to the SJW talking points and pushing agendas and narratives over good storytelling and real storytelling, they're gonna continue to just cry and whine like a bunch of babies, acting like a bunch of victims. Yeah, that's gonna turn a lot of people off. I think it's going to turn a lot of people off there. Okay. Then after all that hoopla and hijinks comes the winning line from Luke, conveying his real concerns that made this issue so widely talked about and covered by EVS and others. So, see, you can shoot Joker in the face, but it's much harder to shoot issues like homophobia. Cry me a river. That line right there. You know what that line reminds me of? Kind of funny because one of the shows I'm going to rewatch right now is Justice League, right? And the two-parter Twilight. And in part one of that episode, when Darkseid comes to ask for Superman's help, or comes as the Justice League help in fighting back Brainiac, Superman goes, well, you don't know what he's like. Batman goes, Yeah, he wound you up like a toy soldier and set you loose on Earth. He manipulated you. He wound you up like a toy soldier and set you loose on Earth. Get over it. Right? We need more of that and less of this garbage. Luke said to Harley, who replies she'll give it a shot. You got to be careful with her, though, because she's liable to literally give it a shot. And then take a gun and start shooting people over it. All this leads to Luke using his resources to send Harley, the villain she ran from, and Solomon Grundy into space, no questions asked, where we're subjected to more breadstick jokes and the possible end for the bad guys as a missile is fired at their shell. Oh, God. Okay. Managing to make it to the end, Van Sciver's reaction is naturally visceral and mortified. Quote, "That was absolutely diabolical," unquote, he said. Quote, "I hated this comic book with all my heart. It gave me a headache, and I want everyone punished, everyone involved." Yeah. I you know something? Maybe we could send that creative team. Also, throw Eric Larson in that rocket ship too. Put them all in that same rocket ship they just sent Harley, Solomon Grundy, and those villains in, right? Instead of sending Harley, Solomon Grundy, Bronze Tiger, and Crystal Frost, into space and then blast them into oblivion with a missile. Maybe what we should do is put the creative team for this issue along with Eric Larson and blast them into space and then blast a missile to blow them up. That I think would serve the world a whole lot better than this. The real issue here, he adds, is women writers. That might be a bit harsh, but what do you say? Do you read Harley Quinn? No, I don't necessarily intend to either, but you know. So basically, yeah, that's the first article that we're through. And it looks like we have a third person back. And if you haven't already, if you can like and share, see if we can get some more people in here, that'd be appreciated. And as always, feel free to anything catches your attention or anything. Feel free to comment on anything you hear here, or ask questions about. If I can answer the questions, I will do my best to do so. So with that, get ready to move on to the next article. Yes, that's where we started from. Getting on to the next article we're about to do here. And this one's going to be more of an anime. We're going to do a couple anime articles, then we'll get back into one more with that. Okay, so here we go. Don't toy with me, Miss Nagatoro. Anime launches second attack with first trailer. Article by Nerdigans Inc. published past Friday, November 12th. So let's take a look at this one then. Sup, senpai? The Super Queen of Teas is back with an extra sadistic second attack to boot. In the first trailer for the next season of Don't Toy With Me, Don't Toy With Me, Miss Nagatoro. Look at her, Senpai! Like, you got kind of the cat looking face there. Released on August 6th by Studio OLM of Odd Taxi and Comey Can't Communicate, who will be taking over animation duties from Telecom Animation Film Tower of God, who was known for doing Tower. The latest preview for the anime adaptation of mangaka Nanashi's sadistic rom-com reintroduces viewers to the series' entertaining cast. Kicking off with the reintroduction of the super sadistic girl. Excuse me a moment, folks. I just heard the door knock. I'll be right back. I'll put some music on for you guys. And then I'm back now. It was my sister sitting on the couch dealing with some mosquitoes. So, anyways, getting back to the article here. Kicking off with the reintroduction of the super sadistic girl herself, the trailer opens with Ayase Nagatoro-san, whose character is voiced by Sumire Uesaka from Lum Invader, who voices Lum Invader in the 2022 version of Urusei Yatsura, stopping by the art club for a surprise visit with her senpai. Next up is the series resident otaku in the art club. Otaku basically means like anime fan in Japan. And protagonist Hachioji Senpai, who is voiced by Daiki Yamashita, who also who is the Japanese voice for Izuku Midoriya in My Hero Academia, who finds himself accepting Nagatoro's self-invitation with a wry, quote unquote, sure, I guess. Hachioji is then followed by Gamo-chan, who's voiced by Mikako Komatsu, who also provides the voice of Maki Zenin in Jujutsu Kaisen, a friend of Nagatoro's, who the trailer describes as having a quote-unquote harsh personality. Yoshi, voiced by Aina Suzuki, who provides the voice of Ekuleya Shoko in Saint Seiya Sentai Show. Another friend of Nagatoro's, whose key personality trait is being quote unquote dumb. Okay. Kind of, I guess they're portraying her as kind of the ditzy one of the group, I guess. And finally, Sakura, who is voiced by Shiori Izawa, who also voices Ian Pino in Eden Zero, the quote slightly scheming unquote final member of Nagatoro's squad of friends. So there she is. They got her like looks like it's some kind of fish cake or something like that. She's on the chopsticks right there. Following a brief montage of Nagatoro doing her best to push her senpai's buttons, the trailer concludes with the reaffirmation the series is set to being broadcast in winter 2023. Now, guys, look at that. Wouldn't that if a girl did that to you? Wouldn't that get your? Wouldn't that grab your attention? I think he looks like scared, like, oh man, what's she doing to me? Oh man. Don't toy. I guess that's the reason why they call it "Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro." Anyways, continue on with the exception of director Hirokazu Hanai and the animation studio Telecom Nation Film, the entire production team from Nagatoro's first season is set to return for the show's second season. In light of the aforementioned studio switch, Shinji Ushiro, who has previously directed Omamori Himari, Yokai Watch, and Straight Jacket, will take over as series director, probably from Hirokazu Hanai right there. Oh man, that's my senpai. In celebration of the release of the first trailer for the series, second season, the official "Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro" Twitter account tweeted out a short video comic drawn featuring panels from the original manga and voice work from Nagatoro and Hachioji's actors. Therein, Nagatoro can be heard teasing Hachioji by accusing him of stalking me, a playful charge which the protagonist vehemently denies. Yeah, no, nobody, especially in today's world, nobody wants to be accused of stalking, especially considering the world we live in today. You know, you get accused of stalking a woman or stalking a girl. It's almost like the kiss of death, almost the way they try to turn it on people. Don't Toy with Me, Miss Nagatoro's second attack will premiere in January 2023 and will be simulcast for English-speaking audiences outside of Japan, courtesy of Crunchyroll. Alrighty, then there we go with that one. So we're about to do our articles there. So now we're going to go ahead and hit the next article here, which is Crunchyroll article. An article about Crunchyroll. Where are we at right now in terms of time? Or at least past the half-hour mark. All right, so Crunchyroll announces second season for anime adaptation of Korean manhwa, Tower of God, in smaller quotes. Article by Nerdigan published this past Friday. So while fans are still waiting with bated breath for confirmation of a physical English release of the original manhwa, many are going nuts over Crunchyroll's recent announcement that they have given the green light for a second season of Tower of God. The hype was real for fans in attendance at the company's recent industry panel held at this year's edition of their Crunchyroll Expo, where not only did they announce Tower of God's return, but also teased fans with the second season's first key visual. In it, both Slayer candidate and series main protagonist, Bomb, sporting his post time skip longer hair and ponytail, and soon to be introduced deuteragonist Ya Wongman, can be seen in profile. Or Ja Wongman, I guess. In addition to the visual, Crunchyroll also released a recap trailer to help fans refresh their memories on the events of the anime adaptation's first season. In celebration of this announcement, series creator SIU, aka Lee Jong Hui, shared a new illustration of Bomb alongside a special message. Quote, it seems like season one of the animation just came out yesterday, but now I'll have a chance to see you all again through season two, unquote, wrote SIU, or CU, as translated by the official English Tower of God anime Twitter account. Quote, I'm so grateful to all of the anime production staff as well as the readers, and I can't wait to see how season two turns out. Thank you always for all your support. Unquote. Unfortunately, this news comes with a somber caveat, as it comes just as the Tower of God manhwa enters another indefinite hiatus due to CU's health. Announced at the end of the series 150th. Yeah, and I think we did cover that. I think we might have covered that a couple weeks ago or so. Um, so the 133rd of its final season. As of this publication, the announcement is currently only available to read for FastPass users on the manhwa's host site, Korean website, Nave, Nave, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Quote, hello, this is C. Open the manhwa, translated by manga helpers user Lazybum. Quote, as usual, I had a lot to consider and think about for writing this notice, unquote. He continued, over the past few months, I've been trying to continue the series after just 1 week of rest, but I've already increased my workload by a lot, and I've been trying to focus on other work reports, but I've been constantly worried about not being able to focus on the manuscript for personal reasons. Unquote. Look at that artwork right there. So I tried to be calm about personal life problems and work, but it didn't work. Unquote. Explained CU. Quote, originally I was going to start working on the next episode the second I finished this one, but rather than overworking myself and doing it in a bad condition, I decided that it was the right thing to do to recover and resume the next episode even if I gave up some of the work. Sounds like he just needs to take a little break, but I'm sure that he'll get through it. That. Oh, after I take a while in my life, I will take a good look at the already made manuscripts, the ones that are being made in the previous ones, and review them once I'm fully prepared. Unquote. He said. Quote, we apologize for disappointing our readers with these frequent long-term breaks. Unquote. Quote, I know all of you love and cherish this work, and I do so too. So I will work hard and come back once I'm in a better shape. Unquote. CU concluded. Thank you as always for the support and love. Unquote. So, anyways, I guess CU or Sui would expand on the reasons behind his hiatus in a later post made to his personal blog. Quote, first of all, as a writer, I am sorry that my personal reasons have affected the serialization. Unquote. He apologized. Um, quote, I have met good readers and have lived as an unduly happy writer for a long time. Unquote. Quote, I am grateful for the love and I think I put in a lot of effort myself, unquote, wrote Sui. Um, quote, but I am always worried about whether I am a writer who can repay that love and interest sufficiently, unquote. Manwaga um, further opined, quote, it is a shame to think that it was a concern that did not reach the reader sufficiently through the work I worked on. But every week I repeat the life of holding a heavy pen again, suffering from the thought that if I had been a better person or writer, the readers would have been happier. Unquote. Quote, therefore, it seems that I cannot let go my love for my work and work under any circumstances. Unquote. He wrote as he drew his blog post to a close. Quote, I will prepare my body and mind and come back with good works and images. I love you and thank you. I hope you have a happy and healthy Monday every week. That sounds like he's going through a little bit of depression here. Maybe some depression, some fatigue, you know, just being running, dude is working so hard, he's basically being run into the ground, almost sounds like. It's kind of a sad situation. Um, all right, anyways. Anyways, I do need to step away from the computer for a moment, so I'll be right back. I'll put some music on for you guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back, so let's continue on with the article here. Additionally, several members of the Tower of God production team shared their excitement at the series' return. Quote, Tower of God second season anime is coming, unquote, exclaimed character designer Miho Tamino, translated via detail. Alongside his sharing of a congratulatory illustration of Bomb and Ja. So I can't wait to watch it. I hope many more people will get to know this wonderful work. Let's see. Nino also presented fans with a small comic wherein Bomb, Coon, and Rock cheer for the season 2 announcement while expressing confusion at both the identity of Ja on the key visual and where exactly the story would pick up, adding, quote, the second season of Tower of God is in the works. Please spread the word about Tower of God to the selectors in your area before it airs. And before I actually continue on here, I'm going to make some slight adjustments here. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Okay. Tom's voice actor, Taichi Ichikara, who also does the voice of Eiji Maki in Bloom Into You, um, enthusiastically tweeted, quote, they've decided to produce a second season. Quote, I'm glad to be able to do Kun again, unquote, simply wrote the character's voice actor, Nobuhiko Okamoto, who also voices Katsuki Bakugo in My Hero Academia. Quote, we are pleased to announce that the announcement has been lifted. Quote, wrote Ha Yori voice actress Mariko Honda, who also provides the voice of Tatsumi Nakase in Steins Gate Zero. Yay! Quote, likewise, Angora's voice actor Rie Sugata, who does the voice of Yui Komori in Diabolic Lovers, asserted, quote, wow, congratulations. I heard that the second season of Tower of God is coming. The end of the first season was a little scary. Please wait for further news, unquote. So congratulations on the second season of hashtag Tower of God, said hot um, voice actor Toshinori Fukamachi, um, who provides the voice of Jibiki in Naruto Next Generation. Or the shocking end of the first season still fresh in my mind. I'm too happy to see the continuation. And there we go with that one. So we got one more article to kind of go through here. This one's a bit of a darker one. You may have heard me mention earlier this guy. We should probably take this guy and the and the creative team from that Harley Quinn magazine, stick them in that rocket that they had send them into orbit and then send a missile to blast them to the rings. Time just doing some real quick here. About to go over. Alrighty then. So here we go with this one. There's RJ. Eric Larson needs mental health. Yeah. Well, let's just take an interesting look inside his head to see just how much mental health he needs. RJ. All right, and as always, feel free. And of course, I thank you for the like and the share, and feel free, of course, to comment and ask questions if they come to you. So here we go. Let's take a look at this article here. Actually, the dude kind of does look like a mental patient, quite honestly. The only thing he's missing is a straight jacket. I don't know. I think he reminds me of the bad guy from Silence of the Lambs, I guess, for some reason. Image Comics co-founder Eric Larson says America will only begin healing if Donald Trump is, quote, executed for treason on the White House lawn, unquote. Article by Spencer Baculi, published this past Friday. And you have to wonder why, Image probably isn't selling as many comics as well. I know I didn't hear a whole lot of their names being on that top 50 that Yellow Flash talked about either. According to Image Comics co-founder Eric Larson, the most important element needed for America to heal and move on from its current divisions is for former U.S. President Donald Trump to be, quote, executed for treason on the White House lawn, unquote. No, I would say that if anybody needs to be executed, it's people like Eric Larson. That's my opinion. Anyway, um, the Savage Dragon creator shared his solution for America's current ills in response to the FBI's August 8th raid of Trump's Mar-a-Lago residence in search of purported documents he is alleged to have taken from the White House upon the end of his 2016 to 2020 term. Um, yes, and I'm sure everybody here remembers this cover, right? It's kind of ironic. There's Joe Biden right there. If anything, he almost does seem like a comic book character at this point, right? uh, in Minecraft. Yeah, well, yeah. If we're gonna be nice people, yeah, we stay in Minecraft. Yeah. Um, according to the warrant, which gave permission for the raid, as signed by U.S. Magistrate Judge Bruce Reinhardt, and later obtained by Breitbart, the federal law enforcement agency executed their sweep of Trump's property in search of any items that could potentially be in violation of the United States Code statutes pertaining to, quote, gathering, transmitting, or losing defense information, unquote, speaking U.S. Code 793, quote, concealment, removal, or mutilation of generality of information to 2071, and destruction, alteration, or falsification of records in federal investigations and bankruptcy, unquote, 1519. Items looked for by the FBI included, quote, any documents with classification markings along with any containers, boxes, including other contents in which such documents are located, unquote. Quote, information including communications in any form regarding the retrieval, storage, or transmission of national defense information or classified material, unquote. quote, any government and or presidential records created during in brackets there during his presidency, unquote, and quote, any evidence of the knowing alteration, destruction, or concealment of any government and or presidential records or any document the classification mark. Now we all know that this is the establishment attempt to try to keep him from being president again. They don't want him to run. They want to chase him away because you know he's not a part of the system. He's going to clean out the swamp, you know, and they don't want that. If there should be cleaning of the swamp, it's people like Eric Larson who should be cleaned out. Anyways, as we continue on here, following a full week and day in particular of retweeting various pundit takes and news developments relating to the raid, Larson took to his personal Twitter account on the evening of August 11th to opine, quote, Donald Trump being executed for treason on the White House lawn is the closure America needs to start the healing process. Isn't Eric Larson just a nice guy? uh, I'm not going to repeat what I said earlier. RJ's right. We should just talk about a different Minecraft. Um, but wondering if Trump stealing classified documents about nuclear weapons is at least the tipping point where the GOP finally tried to distance themselves from the guy, or if they'll attempt to paint as totally cool. Well, first off, from everything I've heard, they didn't find nothing. In fact, among the other documents they took are included passport. Um, they stole his passport too. Um, which I don't think they actually had. Again, I guess I know that there's also a lot of people calling for them stealing of the initial affidavit, and the DOJ is opposed to that idea. Merrick Garland even came out and said that if they did that, that'd be opening up a criminal investigation. I wonder if Merrick Garland is afraid that maybe the FBI went a little too far here, and they could actually be open to maybe the FBI to be criminally investigated. Following up on this sentiment the next day, the comic creator would add, quote, hashtag treason, and I don't know if that's a typo or oh, I get it, 45 is trending on Twitter as hashtag go. That's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid one. Um, oh wow, this wasn't that long of an article. I would have thought it would have been a little longer than that. Yeah, I mean, thing is, a lot of these modern day, a lot of the mainstream comic book pros, they're anti-American, they're unpatriotic, you know, and honestly, maybe for what they're calling for Trump, maybe they should receive that treatment in Minecraft. Alrighty then. So let's see. Um, RJ, you still here, or did you leave already? Ah, that was quick, wasn't it? Anyway, so anyways, we do have a wrestling roundup to go through here. So we are done with the articles at least. Uh, oh, we do have a okay. 3 people back. RJ, you still here? You still here with me, man? Um, have anything more you'd like to add to that last art about that last article about that whole situation? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you may have seen earlier, RJ also talked a little bit about Ethan and Stiver talking about. Um, there's an article from last week as well about Ethan Van Sciver reviewing Harley Quinn number 18. Uh, and they mentioned in there about how they put Harley Quinn, Solomon Grundy, Killer Frost, and Bronze Tiger in a rocket and then shot a missile at it. So, um, yeah. So, anyways, unless there's something more to be said, I guess we can move on to wrestling wrap up here. Um, some interesting stuff happened over here. I know. As of course the WWE continues to build towards Clash of the Castle later this month. Apparently taking Drew McIntyre off the road as they're saying he's injured right now. Whether this is kayfabe or for real, we don't know. From what's being told, um, it's being it's being classified. Yeah, yeah. September 3rd in Cardiff, Wales, Clash of the Castle. Um, anyways, as we're talking about, they're preparing for you know, so he's been, and Triple H is continuing his makeover of the WWE, and he's continuing to bring back more talent that he was high on that Vince was not. The most recent returns are the staff known as Hit Row, uh, Top Dollar, Ashante, and Ashante Adonis and DFAT. Of course, Sports Strickland did not come back when the Sports Strickland is in AEW and AEW. They came back and won their match. WWE right now has the women's tag title tournament, which is also leading into the possibility of on Friday SmackDown, of course, Ali and Raquel Rodriguez defeated Shotzi and Zia Lee to advance in the women's tag title tournament. Gunther defeated Shinsuke Nakamura to retain the Intercontinental Championship. Um, and Drew McIntyre did actually team up with Madcap Moss to defeat the Usos on SmackDown on Friday. So, and also there's talk that Triple H um, is trying to bring Naomi and Sasha Banks back. It's just a matter of exactly when and how they're going to do it. There's been some talk. The most likely scenario is they're going to come back to challenge the winners of the women's tag tournament, um, claiming that since they did not actually lose the titles, they should have a shot at it. So that seems to be where it seems to be going there. And there's been talk that you know WWE is going to be bringing back talent. Uh, they're not just going to bring everybody back all at once. They're going to kind of like just bring them back little by little, so that um, you can get the build for it. So with that, let me move on to some AEW news. And one of the things I did see this morning was um, I can't remember who it was now, but apparently there's a female wrestler out there trying to get Miro. Um, or Julia Hart. That's right. So Miro right now is in a bit of a feud with Casa Black along with Darby Allin and Sting. And Julia Hart's been kind of trying to goad Miro into joining House of Black, along with the rest of House of Black, of course. And she's um, kind of been doing it in a way that's kind of also getting Miro's real life wife, TJ Perry, aka Lana, involved. Um, so and I know not much happened on Rampage on Friday. Um, and of course, as I mentioned last week, of course, Punk seems to be back. They seem to also be building towards the unification match between Punk and Moxley. Punk, who is the AEW World Champion, Moxley, who's the interim World Champion. They're looking to get that match. In fact, the Rampage show from Friday didn't score too well on Cage Match here. Was there anything of note there? The title matches or anything like that? Let's see. Oh yeah, actually I think the one big match was that Sammy, the newly wed tag team of Sammy Guevara and she's now going by the name Ty Mello. She was formerly known as Ty Conti. Now just going by Ty Mello as a wrestling partner. That husband and wife team, who are the reigning triple A World Mixed Tag Team title holders, successfully defended their title against Dante Martin and Sky Blue. The Gun Club defeated the team calling themselves Beardhausen, which was a team of Danhausen and Eric Redbeard. Eric Redbeard, I believe, was the guy who was formerly known as Rowan in the WWE. And then the main event of the night saw Orange Cassidy defeat Ari Daivari. Orange Cassidy with his best friend's faction mates in his corner defeated Ari Daivari, who had, of course, his Trustbusters faction. And it was during this match that Sonny Kiss became a member of Trustbusters, apparently, turning heel in the process. And also, let me see what do we have to look forward to coming up Wednesday on Dynamite. Do we have anything signed yet for that on this Wednesday's Dynamite? Let's see. The AEW World Trios title, their six-man tag titles, is going to be opening up as Young Bucks and a mystery partner. Haven't found a partner yet. Will be taking on La Facción Ingobernable of Andre El Idolo, Dragon Lee, and Rules. Tony Storm will be taking on Kylan King. And Brian Danielson will be taking on Daniel Garcia in a best out of three falls match. So that's all that's happening on that on the that's all that's happening on that portion of it. Now we also have some impact news. As I told you, Emergence happened on Friday, the latest Impact Wrestling pay-per-view. And for the most part, the champions on the with the exception of the knockout tag titles, all the champions retained the titles. So on the pre-show, it saw that Brian Myers retained the digital media championship over on the pre-show. Brian Myers retained the digital media championship over Bhupinder Gujar, and then the team of Vex, Chelsea Green and Diona Perazzo were able to capture the Knockouts tag team championship over Rosemary and Taya Valkyrie. I had a feeling that if any of the titles are going to change this night, it's going to probably be this one, based on there were a couple of title matches like the Alexander Shelley match that were kind of face versus face. I didn't see don't see that. I don't see title changes in that situation. Um, the other big piece of news that came out of that was Honor No More defeated Bullet Club in their team match, which basically means that Honor No More one gets to stay a faction, because if they had lost this match, they would have had to disband. But also, more importantly, they get a title shot since they won the match, they get a title shot at Gallows and Anderson for the Impact World Tag Team Championship. Among the other matches that were Jordan Grace retained the knockout title over Mia Yim. By Design actually defeated Chris Sabin and Kushida. And Mike Bailey retained the X Division title over Jack Evans. So that's all that happened there. We do, of course, later this month, towards the end of the month, have the NWA 74th anniversary show coming up at the end of the month here. So that will be coming up soon enough. Let me see. Yeah, so, and thus far, some of the matches that have been announced for the 2-day event at the Chase Plaza Hotel in St. Louis include Trevor Murdoch will be defending the NWA World title against NWA World Television title holder Pyrrhus. Now, originally, it was going to be Nick Aldis who was going to be getting that title shot, but after basically kind of bad mouthing Billy Corgan online, Corgan just felt, Nick, you need to take a bit of a break. So, like maybe Nick is getting a little full of himself, and even on some of his behavior related, it seems like Nick might be starting to deal with this here. We saw matches, we saw his match in the let's see some other matches that we know are happening. Camille, the NWA World Women's Champion, will actually be defending the title, her title twice over the weekend. I think on Saturday she's set to defend it, I believe, against Marty Bell. And then on Sunday she'll be defending it against the winner of the Burt Cup. Burt Cup, I believe, is a women's tournament. They have named, of course, after former NWA World Women's Champion Mildred Burke. What else? We know that Jack Dane will be defending the NWA National Heavyweight Championship against Scion of Idol Sports Management, Boston Idol in his corner. And we know that Homicide will be defending the NWA World Junior Heavyweight title against Harry Morton. That's all the U.S. there. Um, uh, all right. So with all that, with all that, I guess it's a good time to start thinking about winding down here. We're coming up on an hour and a half here, unless anybody has anything more they'd like to say, ask about, or anything of the kind. Um, anyways, all right, there we go. All right, so let me just give me a sec there. I'm gonna turn some music back on real quick. Might get in my room. All right. Well, now it looks like, as I said, it's probably a good time to start winding down. So, I only got a couple of history tidbits for tonight, but anyways, so today is Monday, August 15th, um, 20, 2022. So why don't we go ahead and take a look back at this day in Meat history? History. So with that, let's go ahead and so first off, we're going to head back 30 years ago today, as on this date, 30 years ago today, um, the Ren and Stimpy episode, Powdered Toast Man, premieres, guest starring Frank Zappa as the Pope. So on this date, 30 years ago today, Frank Zappa guest starred on the Ren and Stimpy show as the Pope. So there we go with that one. And also, getting ready to move on to the next. Move on to the next episode, next piece. On this day, 4 years ago today, the 25th issue of the fifth fifth volume of Batgirl went on sale on this date. 4 years ago today in 2018, it sold for $4.99 with 48 pages and edited by Brittany Hotzer. Hotzer. Stories included The Reason, Hopeless Romantic, Value, and March Madness. So on this date in 2018, the 25th issue of the fifth volume of Batgirl went on sale from DC Comics. All right, guys. Well, I thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you for the likes and shares. I hope everybody enjoyed the content tonight. Also, don't forget this Friday, of course, I will have the Chris and Diane Tomolovich on as guest co-host as we continue our look back to August of 1939. Let's see. Ah, exactly. Um, we'll be looking at comics that went on sale from fiction. The one comic, Jumbo Comics, which will of course be reading over the features that include Gilda Gay, Sheena the Jungle, and Dr. Hayward. So with that, guys, I thank you all for being here. I hope to see everybody back here tomorrow. Bye.